And then the final kilometer was a thing of absolute beauty. So the last kilometer, you had to run past the finish line, weirdly, and then loop back to it. So 1 kilometer to go, you loop back on yourself. And as I looped back, I was able to look back and see who was behind me. And like 10 meters back, there's a guy right there, tiny tapper feet, couldn't hear him. And I thought, oh, wow, he's real close. And I thought, I'm not going to let him sit on my shoulder for the last kilometer. And that's just not happening. So I deliberately slowed down, probably to, I was probably doing like a 4:45 pace or something. So he had no choice but to come past me. So he comes past me, and I thought, right, I got you. I'm going to sit on you, and I'm going to smoke you at the last 100 meters. But when he went past me, cheeky bugger, he went past me and quite quickly put 50 meters on me. I thought, oh wow, he's not mucking about. He's got a kick here. So we go into the last 500 meters, turn a corner into the final field, and I go past the marshal. And as I go past the marshal, I say to the marshal, anyone behind me? He goes, no, you're all clear. So there's no one to worry about behind me. All I'm worried about now is matey boy in front, who's probably got a good 60 meters on me at this point. And part of my brain is thinking he might have 7th place. I might have left this too late. And then that part of my brain is immediately, just shut down, because that's stupid. That's not happening. So I pick up the pace. They had a really cool sign that said 400 meters to go. And in my head, having done a little bit of 400 meter work last couple of weeks on the track, I'm thinking it's a lap of a track. It's a lap. It's a minute and a bit. Just pull yourself together. So I start to dig. There's no one in anywhere. The guys that are ahead of us have finished. There's no one behind us. So the whole crowd are just watching the two of us approaching the finish line. And I'm closing on him. And there's a tight turn with probably 50 meters to go. And I'm right behind him, but the turn is tight and I'm big and I'm it's loose gravel. So I lose a little bit on him. So we're going to sprinting now, and he can hear me coming, and he speeds up. He even looks over his shoulder a little bit. And the minute he looked over his shoulder, I knew, you're toast. So I start chasing him down, and I'm sprinting, and I am sprinting. And it was really weird because he started sprinting too. I say it's really weird. Most people that I am up with at that point, so people that are running that sort of time, they're not elite runners. Those guys are doing 35 minutes. They're kind of really good, but not elite runners. They often don't have much of a sprint finish because they're typically runners. They don't sprint in the way that someone that's 6'6" and 220 can sprint. They just can't do that. He had a sprint on him. I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going as fast as I can sprint. He's going as fast as he can sprint, and I am gaining on him, but it's too slow. I'm not going to catch him in time. And so I thought, well, therefore I need to run faster. So even though I was running as fast as humanly possible, I ran faster. And took him on the line. I mean, literally, it was the last 10 meters was just like, I thought, this man in front of me is an incredibly fast sprinting human being, and I'm closing on him just enough that I'm going to get him. It was the highlight of my running. It was a highlight, at least, of my entire running career ever.
Wow.
Closing down on this guy, feeling like an absolute I've got you. Beautiful, beautiful feeling. What was funny was that we had a tag on our shoe. That was how they tracked us. So it was your foot that had to cross the line. And yet I was so mentally pumped that as I ran across the line, I did that kind of sprinters thing where you sort of throw your chest across the line, which obviously in the Olympics works because they're using cameras, and that didn't work. Threw my chest across the line, and also kind of did a roar of like, ah, that's the roar. Because
Wow.
I was so kind of, in such a roary mood. Probably looked like a complete lunatic. But either way, got him. Ran what did I do that last kilometer in? That was a 3:56 that last kilometer. And bearing in mind, I went into it probably doing a 4:40 to allow him to come past me. We ramped that up towards the end. So that was my race. I ended up, what I ended up getting, I ended up seventh. I stayed seventh. Fought him off by literally 100th of a second, wasn't it? He had
It was
100th.
close.
He was 100th of a second behind me.
Yeah, you were 43.33 and he was 43.34.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
imagine there was.
Oh, he was lovely about it. He came and shook my hand afterwards, and yeah, I said, yeah, got ya. So that was cool. Yeah, I was seventh overall out of 300-ish, I think, and I was first in my age group of old men. Not a lot else to say about that, really. So yeah, it was good. I'll tell you how cool it was for the spectators, because I like to put on a show. As my kid is queuing up to buy himself what do you buy?
Bacon roll.
A bacon roll afterwards. Even the guy running the bacon roll stand said, "Oh, you're the guy that got the guy on the finish line, aren't you?" I watched it from my bacon van because it was such a thing of epicness. Big roly poly bacon roll seller. Even he thought, "Wow." Do you know what? I think that guy. I reckon he started a fitness program today, just off the back of the inspiration that I lent him from my
You
run.
reckon?
Yeah, yeah.